How you doing, guys? ZedEye here. So I wanted to share my thoughts on the FIrst Descendant. Now, I've got an opportunity of playing this open beta for the past about few days, maybe even a week, give or take, and it's already over, unfortunately, and I had a great time with it, But I cannot deny that there were some positives and unfortunately there were some negatives, and one big serious issue that I'm having with this game. Of course, I will mention all of this. But I wanted to clarify and just say one thing. This game really reminds me of Destiny 2 and also Warframe. I played both of those games. I actually played quite a lot of it. Like, for example, Destiny 1, I played more than 1,000 hours. Destiny 2, I think I reached almost 1,000 hours. I haven't been playing it for quite a while anymore. And also Warframe, if you see my old live streams of the game, man, I was heavily invested into that game. And I cannot say how long I played that game, but yeah, I have quite a lot of experience playing that game anyway, at least a few years ago. Now, of course, like these two games, Destiny 2 and Warframe, they're just not for me any longer. But I am, subconsciously, I am looking for something of a game that could grip me, right? So I could be addicted again, right? So I could actually visit this game every day, put it on, play for a few hours and be done with it, then come back the following day. Get that kind of hobby once again, because at the moment I genuinely do not have any sort of games like this, unfortunately. Before, like I mentioned, it was Destiny 1, then it was Destiny 2, it was also Call of Duty, right? And then it was like Grand Theft Auto Online. I had those moments, but now I just do not. Maybe I have I grew up. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I already kind of going away from gaming, but that's just not true, because I'm still looking forward to new games. And when I play those new games, I'm having a blast. But because when I finish them, even get a platinum trophy on them and 100%ing them, I'm just like completely done and I never want to revisit. So I'm having that urge to finally find that one game that really grips me. And I am hoping that FIrst Descendant could be it. But there are some issues that I'm having with this game, but of course I'm having a great time as well. So I want to get into the positives, the negatives, and also the biggest issue that I'm having with this game that really worries me and it should worry you too. Okay, so let's get into the positives. Incredible potential. This game has incredible potential. Like, in terms of the general gameplay, it's fantastic. I've really felt like it was like, it feels good to play, there's just an element of fun genuinely is there. Like, if you have played Destiny 2 or Warframe, you know what I'm talking about. At first, when you're starting up the game, you don't know what the hell is even going on or what you should be doing. But you cannot deny to yourself that, okay, this feels good to play. And that's just it. It was there. That hook did grip me. But that's not gonna hook me for long though, because I already played a lot of games that are similar to this, that have incredible starting hook, the impressions hook, but we shall see how it will grip me, right? Have a carrot at the end of the stick, basically. Okay, gunplay itself is good. It's nothing, unfortunately, quite groundbreaking, like comparing that to Destiny, because I still feel that I don't think any game can really surpass in terms of Bungie's gunplay. Hell, even Call of Duty's gunplay. I feel that it's quite a tall order as well, right? Even though this is a third-person perspective game, and that's another positive for me, because like, if you guys know me, I'm all about third-person perspective games. I prefer them far more than first-person perspective games. And now this game is a third-person. Oh yes, please, that's awesome. I cannot wait to keep playing it, because of this reason mainly, of course. But nevertheless, let's continue. There are abilities. The individual characters have their own unique abilities. They are varied, but unfortunately they're nothing truly like that bombastic or spectacular that Destiny 2 had. Hell, even maybe Warframe, I want to say. But nevertheless, it's not that I'm gonna say like, okay, this is bad. It was not. It was just nothing groundbreaking, right? It was nothing something like completely different or never seen before. It's basically a game, right? This is a good way to summarize the FIrst Descendant. It's a game that has taken a lot of inspirations from other live service titles and kind of implemented all in one. It's just that kind of feeling I'm getting. Okay, grappling hook. This is actually part of the gameplay. I had to mention it separately as a bullet point, but also it's just that it has incredible features, right? I just loved it. One thing I want to say that I kind of did not like about it, it's not like long enough, right? I want to actually feel like a little like I don't know, Spider-Man? Obviously you can't really be like Spider-Man in this game, but nevertheless I had plenty of time using this grappling hook, and you know, there's cool features that you can definitely do and pull off with this in terms of the environment and what you can do with it, going to certain places and anywhere you want to be at that moment. Like on rooftops, it's no problem. You can, if you see it, you can do it. It's awesome. Now the world, the beauty, I'm talking about specifically the beauty. It's important for me to clarify because it's a positive and a negative. Like I said, I will get into the negative in a little bit. The beauty of the world is genuine, is great. It's varied, is distinct, and it has distinctive of these environments, cool points of interest and set pieces. You know, foresty area, deserty area, kind of a combination of both. Like, it's nice. I liked it. There's variety in terms of the beauty. Okay, let's get into the class designs. I love them. My favorite is definitely Bunny. Like, she's the coolest. I think her, especially her abilities, are genuinely awesome. I'll explain, but first, the biggest thing why I like Bunny is because of her incredible and ginormous assets. Beautiful. You know what I'm talking about. People are already making videos about them. People are already making an incredible amount of images. Take a look at this. So yeah, plenty of assets, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're making varieties of... There's also so many varieties of skins that you can implement on Bunny. Not just Bunny, every other character. And you can, like, have her look so kind of distinctly different as well. And she genuinely looks awesome. Like, I feel that the character customizations is top tier, for sure. And it just makes her pop even more. Not her, but every other character as well. And on top of that, with combination of moves that you can pull off here, like in terms of, like, you know, I'm specifically strictly talking about Bunny as well, like things that you can do here is genuinely incredible. I don't want to get into a variety of what exactly you can do because I feel like this is just a beta and a lot more things will open up while you will be in a public release, you know, when this game does come out. And by the way, we do not have yet a concrete release date for this game, but it is expected to be coming out early of 2024. And we shall see, of course, what the date would be. Now, talking about also the customization, perhaps I should mention this. This is incredible. The customization is really, really good. Now, unfortunately, you do not have like a gear specking system, right? Like individual gear pieces for arms, legs, or a body or head. You don't really have that. Not really. You can still change your head, right? Piece of your head, or you and I should say, you can change your whole body, kind of like armor. But also, there's like a lot of cool ways of doing it. So there is customization in colors. So anytime when you unlock a new color, you can actually customize a particular path of the armor that you'd like. It's nice. I like it. There's a lot more diversity. It kind of makes your character feel more unique and more original. That kind of caters towards you yourself. Boss battles. This is the best part about it, I think. Like, it's done quite well, quite well. I loved it. It was interesting mechanically, and the faces of these characters, of these bosses particularly, it was awesome. Challenging and interesting variety as well. One thing with gripe I gotta mention, that every other bosses that you actually face in terms of the main bosses, well, they're all in one particular battle arena, and they're all the same. It's always the same. I feel like it needs a lot more environment looker, right? A lot more different varieties of battle arenas, kind of spectacle, or right? Maybe like a foresty area, or maybe like a area that we're already fighting them in. There just needs a lot more choices where you can battle these bosses. But nevertheless, boss battles were awesome and varied, and yeah, they were quite challenging. Of course, it depends on your level. They could be completely brutal, or they can be completely easy and don't do nothing to you. But if you're facing up them, you know, similar level as you are, yeah, you can definitely have, well, a little bit of a challenging moments in here, and I've really appreciated them. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a positive or maybe a little bit of a negative, but I still decided to put this in the positive aspect. Farming incentive. This game has a lot of it. It's quite an insane amount, in fact. For people that love looter shooters, this will be a big treat for you. Now, think of Warframe, think of Destiny 2. Every single thing that you see, you can improve, you can also level it up, you can make it stronger, you can make it better, you can become quite overpowered in a lot of cases. And if this is what you like, you will love this game. You will love how much of the individual things that you can level up. Everything feels like a progress. But also this could mean of a chore. This could mean of a work. So this is why I'm saying that I'm not too sure if it's a positive or negative for people. For me, I'm a little bit of minds of two. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna put this like somewhere between of I like and I dislike. Now, here's the things I already got in and mention all the positives. Let's get into the negatives. Okay, there are quite a rough edges in this game, right? This game needs a lot more polish. Animators needs to be a little bit more polished up in that front as well. Sound effect especially needs improvement. Oh my god, voice syncing. Where is going? They really need to work on the voice syncing. Seriously, there's some issues with this. Ambient noise is missing, right? There's just nothing going on there. It's really rough, like the game needs more polish. And thankfully it's just a beta and there's still months and months and months until it's finally going to be releasing. So of course they can implement it, they can fix a few things, and I'm hoping that they'll do those. The game seems stiff and most of it is just basically lifeless. That's the best way to say it. There's just nothing going on. So during the exploration you will not spot absolutely any of the enemies, none whatsoever, unless if you begin this quest, right, on purpose, or maybe somebody else has begun it for you, right, because like it's a shared world. You could see sometimes of other people like running around this world, and they can actually start up the quest. You can join them, you can complete the quest with them. But there's another problem with that. I barely have seen people in this world, right? Like I'm playing on my PlayStation 5 and this is crossplay like enabled, but I'm not seeing too many people. I feel like the server needs to populate even more than it currently is. Not saying to go completely crazy, but I feel like you need to see more people. Right? Think about a public event. Think like this. This is basically what I'm talking about. In public event, in public area in Destiny 2, when you're running around or using a Sparrow, and talk about Sparrow, this game genuinely needs something like a transportation vehicle or something, because there isn't any, unfortunately, here. And as such, you'll be riding around in public event during in Destiny 2 and those open spaces. You sometimes occasionally see enemies. Here in the First Descendant, there's none whatsoever, unless if you begin a quest, right? Like even if you go into the specific area beforehand, you'll never see any of the enemies. But when you begin the quest and you come back to the same area you have just visited, all the enemies are starting to spawn. That's the problem, right? And on top of that, when there's ambience of noise, there's just none of that. It just makes this game on this world feel lifeless, boring. It's just no soul in it. And that's definitely a big minus. There's just no dynamic things going on within this game, within this world. And that's a problem. Well, I'm not sure if it's a problem with beta, but I had a ton of downtime with very poor pacing, right? So every mission is basically this: kill enemies, defend location, capture a point, collect an objective, and bring it back to the point, right? Every quest is basically that. And well, that's normal, right? It's expected to see something like an MMO, but I feel like it's kind of repeated too many times and you're genuinely starting to notice, because that's genuinely is it in terms of the quests. I think that might have been a problem, but also maybe it's the way I've done this is also a problem. But when you keep on doing this, it gets really boring, especially when you're doing solo. And I mentioned already, there's barely anybody joining you while you're going through these quests. And also, I've noticed it's far easier to do this with people. Far easier. And I think this is the best way of doing this game, playing this game, is with people. So I don't think it's necessarily advisable to play this game solo. And again, guys, all the negatives that I've just mentioned, they can be fixed, right? This is beta. We still have no release date for this game. And hopefully this game is going to get more time to cook in the oven, so we actually will address all these features, all these problems that I mentioned. So here, that's it. That's really is it in terms of the negativities that I mentioned regarding this game. Other than these things, there's just nothing much else that I would say is a bad thing for me, because there's a lot of good in here, for sure. But here's the serious concern and biggest problem of them all. Monetization is a ginormous problem within this game, because this game is free to play, unfortunately. This means if the game is free to play, this will have elements of pay to win. That's a problem. Beta already confirms and that it will have this problem here, especially if you're thinking of Warframe issues, like for example, build timers. Warframe had that. When you want to build a specific Warframe, you have to wait real life hours. Yes, this game has all of this as well. For example, Weapons can take 4 hours to build in real time. Characters can take up to 20 hours to build. Pretty much every single component and resources take time to build. There's also credits that allow you to skip the build times, and far more you can do with these credits. So much customization is available to you. Make a purchase with real money. For, like I mentioned, you can also make purchase of the character skins, right? For example, as I mentioned, Bunny. She can look substantially different if you use your real money. For example, also individual colors. If you want that blue, well, unfortunately, you're gonna have to make a purchase, right? Or maybe if you want that specific equipment, you're gonna have to make a purchase with credit. It sucks. There's so much free-to-play elements in here. It's genuinely scary. Free-to-play game that can easily become pay-to-win game. Not a bad thing regarding this kind of man. NEXON Games, the developer who made this game, has a reputation of building their older games with similar approaches as the FIrst Descendant, and this is why I'm worried. I'm scared, because this game could have been something like Destiny. This game could have been like Warframe, but with elements of pay to win and so many things that already have told us from this beta, I'm extremely worried. Alright guys, that's all I got for today regarding the FIrst Descendant. I had some of the doubts, I had some of the positives to say, and a very serious concern as well. But I hope this game is gonna get its fixes done. I hope this game's not gonna be as egregious in terms of the monetization, but we'll have to wait and see for this. Alright guys, that's all I got. Like and subscribe, see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.